Yeah. Hey, yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew. So I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me. Baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on.
Okay, Coach, thank you. On a cold night at the foot of the Rockies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This one fielded at the 5. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a give, right side. Chamberlain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
Yellow. Easy. Attack. Check. Delta. Check.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mahomes. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 33.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Takk McKinley make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And to give this time to the tailback. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And this one is right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good. So they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
There on the tackle. It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Yellow. Let's go, blue lady. 57's Mike. Mike 50-15. 49. Check 49. Check 49.
Now here's Mahomes. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Jack Fox now gets set to punt. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Here I come. Here I come. Check it out.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
2nd and 4. His throw caught at about the 5. 23 yards, the final tally.
Complete to number 18. First and goal at the 5-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Running it, Washington. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Tackle. Yellow. Check. You go right side.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
At the 29-yard line.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Now a handoff looking right. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
You got it.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On 3rd down, Clark. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 23 yards on the play.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here we go. Go to base. G. Tight end right. Tight end right. Everyone, you got 4. 4 down.
Back to throw now on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
At the 32-yard line.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that, in a great play for that defensive unit. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10.
14. Broncos 10.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Check 9, check 9.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
3rd down and 6.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Steve, we got to get to the ball. Let's get moving.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Hey, Ripley, Ripley.
On 2nd down, Chamberlain. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Yellow. Hey, 43. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Go. No. Check that. We got Mike 52 right here.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's the Chiefs punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is taken at the 18. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
No.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. looking to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Get ready. 56.
Back to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Takk McKinley in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game now. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
At the 28-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Chamberlain. This will go for 5 up to the 33. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
2nd and 11. His throw incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll set up a throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Push him back. Mike 8. Mike 8. Coming to you. Coming to you. Mike 8.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootlegging. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
56. Check 56. On the ball. Say.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Watch the ship. 15. Watch the ship. Check nickel.
On first down, Chamberlain. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
But they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
7 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38, Mahomes. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
51 to Mike. 2, fellas, let's go. Attack.
Mahomes now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Check 52's the mark. Check 52's the mark.
Working from the gun, Mahomes looking left side, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
They'll run on first down. Chamberlain.
Kill.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down now, it's Flowers, and he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Check 43. On your team. Attack.
On 1st down, Chamberlain. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
51 to Mike, boy, 51. I'm going to run you over. Check 13.
On 2nd down, it's Flowers. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real. And I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players. But you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
Now Mahomes. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Call that a 96-yard house call on the kick return. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Washington on 3rd and short. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. They won on 2 fronts there, so to speak, Charles. Not only do they stop them short of the first, they get them out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, they won. The offensive guys lost because they wanted to stay in bounds and have that clock run or force you to use timeouts. Instead, the defense won, as you mentioned, on both fronts.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. 0-15. 52.
They'll run on 1st down. Chamberlain. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27th.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll keep it on the ground. Chamberlain. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Let's get it.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6.
Watch 52. 52's the mic. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic. Come on.
Attack, attack! Let's get it now. Let's get it right now.
52, right? 52. Hey, get.
Mahomes going to throw. And this is caught. It's Parker. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
57.
On 2nd and 9. Mahomes, he's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
1st down for the Chiefs, solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
And the 1st down, Chiefs.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 1st down, Chamberlain. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got some space here. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Critical extra point up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down. He's back to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
What we got? Kill.
Now they try the right side here. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This from 51 yards for the win. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, befitting a tight game like this, it all came down to the wire, but in the end, the field goal to win, it goes begging.
Oh, man, that is a tough way to lose a football game. You put yourself in position, and you give yourself a chance, but it's just not meant to be.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I tell you, these division games never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you? Yeah, because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for Kansas City, the win moves them to 8-7 now.